toxic culture, sexual harassment, abuse allegations, corruption, and our children? What do all of these have in common? Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett.
I was the first elected official to call for Joe Hogsett to resign. But since then, 4 other counselors have joined me. Andy Nielsen, Krista Carlino, Josh Bain, and Michael Paul Hart have all issued their own calls, as has the entire Indianapolis Business Journal editorial board, IBJ publisher Nate Feltman, Central Indiana DSA, and hundreds of individuals across the city. The mayor is actively being investigated by journalists at the Indy Star and Mirror Indy for ethics breaches and corruption. So who in the hell would want this corrupt sleazeball to be anywhere near their kids or near decisions about their kids' future? But that's exactly what's happening. Mayor Hogsett is spending tens of thousands of dollars of taxpayer money to project manage a group calling to disband the elected school board and replace them with appointed stooges. This is all part of Indiana Education's version of Project 2025. It's the right-wing Mind Trust's Opportunity Schools report from 2011. Let's listen to the CEO of the Mind Trust talk about it himself.
You're going to be called a shill for billionaires regardless of how hard you go for charter schools. You know, obviously I was a racist. I was a complete piece of shit. I was a fascist.
Yeah.
Has really made it okay to be a local elected official in power with a D next to your name.
Yep.
And actively support charter schools. It would have been met with ridicule and laughs and, oh, that's cute. And then you think about the Opportunity Schools report that we put out in 2011 that is still on our website. It called for 2 things. It called for opportunity schools, which a few years later became innovation schools.
Sure.
And it called for the mayor to be in charge of IPS, which is now on the table as the Indianapolis Local Education Alliance manages through its work. So in 2011, that thing was political suicide. They literally had to lock the doors of the Mind Trust and leave for a couple of days when they released it because people hated it so much, right? And again, even in reform circles, oh, that's cute. Another idea by the Mind Trust, not going to happen. But you expand the Overton window, you expand what can be mainstreamed, what can be possible, and you do it over time. And we're 20 years into this Mind Trust. This would not have flown in 2006 when we were founded, right?
Yeah.
This was a methodical, intentional, 2-decade long effort that started well before me. And those conditions ended up creating the opportunity in 2025 to go big, right? So value our funders, and we see them as partners in this work. We're 20 years into this Mind Trust. This would not have flown in 2006 when we were founded, right?
Yeah.
This was a methodical, intentional, 2-decade long effort that started well before me. And those conditions ended up creating the opportunity in 2025 to go big.
Read this week's newsletter for ways you can get involved to help stop this privatization of Indianapolis schools.